me that. Baby, go get me
Okay.
that.
We're live. Let's go.
I'll give you the hair tie right off of my wrist. I'll turn it up if you play Taylor Swift. I'll gas you up when you're acting unhinged. If you're done, if you're pissed, I'll help you burn down a bridge. And always got time for my girls, girl. Wherever you are in the world, girl, I'll be right there when you call me up. If you need to cry or wanna get drunk, I'll be your number one hype girl. I got your back in a fight, girl. Round after round, I'm always down. There ain't no doubt I'm a girl's girl. Yeah, there ain't no doubt I'm a girl's girl. Hey. Woo! Round after round, I'm always down. There ain't no doubt I'm a girl's girl.
Hello, everybody. How are you today? It is Tuesday. It's the middle of the week. It's 8 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? I do not right now. Yeah. I'm glad to see everybody, even though it's been a long ass week. We are here tonight on youtube.com at Hurricane Girls, and we are just trying to piece together the show right now, waiting on our guest to come in. Um, I am Hurricane Sheila Chappelle, America's ex-girlfriend, category five Hurricane Girl, and I am proud to be here with my besties. Hurricane Abby, how are you doing today?
Operating on chaos mode. But you know
Chaos
what?
mode. Okay. All
Overall,
right.
overall, can't complain.
All right. Chaos mode works for me. We got with us tonight the salty historian, Hurricane Mary. How are you tonight?
I am in a exhausted band mom leaning mask. I took a shower and sat in front of the fan so that my hair would do something to log into this mode.
Well, I'm
I
glad
like
you're here.
right after I'm done with this, I'm going back to the field to see if Miles won the spirit stick, and we're going to do they're called brown bag skits, and I don't even get to go to bed until 11 tonight. I didn't sleep last
Oh
night.
no.
Sorry, I'm whining now. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. And it looks like we have Hurricane Gabrielle coming in here.
Yes, I
Uh,
will be present in just a second. It is bedtime, so I'm finishing to get them tucked in.
I'll get them all tucked in. That's perfect. Yes. Um, and we are here tonight. We are the Hurricane Girls, the Daughters of Darkness, Sisters of Rage, the Goddess's Curse upon mediocre men, and nature's happy little accidents. I am happy to be here. Just want to tell you a little bit about upcoming guests tonight. We should be seeing the Rebel Eves come in. I have confirmed them twice today. I am really hoping they're knowing this Eastern time. But we'll see. Oh, there's Jillian coming in.
Oh,
Hello,
Speak
how
the
are
name.
you?
good. How are
Oh,
you?
it's all three of you. Okay. Katie, Jillian, and Grace, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I love it. Hi, these are the Rebel Eves. We're gonna have a lot of great conversation tonight. I think it's the first time we've had a three shot in one box here. I love it. And a whole trio coming up a little bit later in on Hurricane Girls in October. We're going to be visiting with Mishi Rivera Acosta. We're going to be also visiting with Miss Andre, Miss Emily, and in September we're going to be meeting a band called Stone and Sour, nice little folk Americana band. Natural Velvet, an alt rock band, will be joining us as well. Blank Era, heavy metal band from Nashville, will be joining us in September. Rainy Bell from Gilmore Girls, Kirk's girlfriend, will be joining us in September as well. This month, we're going to be seeing New Enemy from Dublin, Ireland, and also um, Racontus, attorney at law, prosecutor of sex crimes, will be joining us and talking to us about that. North Omaha cat lady Rosie will be on next week, but tonight we have the Rebel Eves here with us. It's so great to see everybody here today. And it's kind of a weird day. I'm in Ohio. I assume y'all are in Nashville, right?
Michigan.
No,
Right now.
Michigan. Yes. So
Hi.
there, gonna right here, fellow Michigander, Salty Hurricane Mary. I'm almost Michigan. Almost. God,
Say,
Toledo.
I'm almost Michigan too.
So
Toledo.
close.
Fucking
We're playing.
5 minutes more, and I'd be in a purple state and not in a red state. Oh my God.
Uh,
The but to dream right now, for a trans woman like myself. So, um, I wanted to introduce. So obviously, I've got my facts wrong on where y'all are from. I guess I got the sound very much sounds Nashville, from listening, and I've been listening to your songs. I'm responsible for all of your listens, this past week. I'll put it that way.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
It's really great. I'm really digging the sound. American Dream, Shake the Ground, your name, your English is not Englishing tonight. The song you're named after, Rebel Eve.
Believe, yeah.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about yourselves. Obviously, you're musicians separately that have joined together. What's the origin of the band like?
Who wants to start?
Do I need to call on somebody?
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. I'll go with the speech
Oh.
pathologist first. Kate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did your research?
Yeah, you did. Wow. Yes, so Grace and Jill were in Nashville together. They lived there for 10 years between the two of you. And so they've been friends for a long time. And then Grace and I were working with the same producer in Michigan during the pandemic, and he set us up on a co-write over Zoom in 2020, and we met that way. And I think our first write was like just a 3-hour conversation over Zoom. So we just became really fast friends. And then when everything opened up again after the pandemic, sort of, stopped enough for venues to open, she put all three of us on a writers round tour together through the Midwest. And so at that point, all three of us were just singing all of our individual songs, but then we're all like harmonizing together. And we were like, hey, this is really fun. Like, what if we did this more? And it just sort of snowballed from there. So we've been a band since 2022 now, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But you've been performing musicians before the band started. So Grace, I've seen a few things from you. What's it been like, going from solo to harmonizing with these ladies?
Yeah, it's the best. It's hard to go back, honestly. Yeah, like my first career was running a nonprofit that we actually worked to fight sex trafficking. So I was interested in the person you were going to interview later, the
Mhm.
prosecutor. But I was on the other side of the music industry, booking artists, booking bands for our concerts. And so we put concerts on all around the country. And it wasn't really until 2015 that I like started doing music on my own, but moving back to Michigan during the pandemic, yeah, I just it started with like cover band shows on my own. And then it's really been the last few years that I've really been performing out with a band. Like other than my band, this is my second full like band experience. And I think the difference is just like being on your own is so much fucking work. Are we allowed to swear?
A fucking course, please swear.
I keep
Yes.
getting like nervous.
Are we allowed to drink? Are we allowed to
We're
swear?
allowed to drink, smoke, do whatever the fuck.
Okay,
We're
great.
wide open.
We're church girls, can you tell?
Wait,
Love
yeah,
it.
we'll talk about that. Former church people.
Sorry.
Y'all are y'all are coming to Toledo in a few weeks here, which is where I am. And that's how I learned about the band. They put up a list, and I, of course, always check the profile, and I was like, okay, feminist, check,
Okay.
LGBTQ affirming, check, yes. And so, yeah, I was like, no, I have to meet y'all. I introduced you to all the Hurricane Girls here, and they've been listening and talking, and they're fans. You're amongst fans right now. So it's your name, Rebel Eve. Um it's a very unique name, but I know there's a meaning behind it, and there's a song about it. So I'd like to, with your permission, play the song and play the video of it, and then if you'd want to introduce how the song came to be, go for it. Jillian, how did this song happen?
Oh, we're doing the introduction before we start.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the first song we wrote together, and a lot of our conversations when we originally formed the band, were even before we formed the band, were just about our individual journeys in with religion and our deconstructing and reconstructing, as Katie likes to say, of our faith and our experiences within those spaces. And something that I personally was really feeling was that I was immediately labeled as bad, as like the enemy, when I started asking questions or was like, hey, I don't really know about this thing. It was automatically like, oh, you're bad. And so we wanted to take back, ownership of our identities and say, there's a line in the song that says, if you're going to make me the enemy, call me Rebel Eve. And it's kind of like, fine, call me bad. Like I know who I am. I know that I'm good. I know that there's more than one way to think about things and to live your life. And so it was a little bit of like a little fuck you, like
Love
and
that.
also then just standing in our power, really, of being kind of and speaking to ourselves and saying, we're okay, we're this is really hard and challenging, and you can say whatever you want about us, but we know who we are.
I love that. Let's get into the song here. This is Rebel Eve, an original song by the Rebel Eves.
Let's take it back to the garden where all the blame was put on me. Since the day that it all started, been biting at both spinning seeds. Try to take my body, my power, my choice, my soul, but you will never take my. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Did anyone care to ask Mary if she wanted any part of this? If the only way to make history through martyrdom or fruitfulness. Try to take my body, my power, my choice, my soul, but you will never take my heart. Never take my heart. Never take my heart. Never take my heart. Oh, you can try, but you'll never take my voice. Woman of your dreams, meet me at the well. Wanna buy my love, cause I'm selling it now. Carnal pleasure, it ain't no sin. I'm still taking blame for the fall of man. Try to take my body, my power, my choice, my soul, but you will never take my. Can you hear me now? Don't take my. Can you hear me now? Don't take my. Can you hear me now? Can't take my. Can you hear me now? Try to take come on, call me Reveille. Come on, come on, come on, come on, call me. Come on, come on, come on, come on, call me. Come on, come on, come on, come on, call me Reveille. Can you hear me now? Call me Reveille. Can you hear me now? Call me Reveille. Gonna make me the enemy, yeah. Call me Reveille. Gonna make me the enemy, yeah. Call me Reveille.
Ooh, yes, that is powerful.
So fast.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's
Oh my
wild
gosh.
watching that.
That was like right after we wrote it. That was like the first ever time we recorded it. Like it's so fast compared to the actual recording now, but that's so fun to watch back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's what YouTube served up for me, so it's like I got it. Yeah.
Everything goes on there.
I love the line, did anybody ever ask Mary if she was okay with this? And yeah, no, like in talking about being blamed for the fall of man, I think all of us felt that deep within our souls. Those of us, especially those of us who have deconverted from a religious background. Full disclosure, I'm a former fundamentalist pastor.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
So
Oh.
yeah, I've come a long way, I think, since those days. I do enjoy going back to see people who were in parishioners in my old church. I was Church of Christ growing up, and letting them know that they had a woman pastor that whole time and just didn't know it.
Yeah.
I love it. So yes, I love that. Ladies, what's your reactions here? Let's get some reacts to this song here. I can see Mary's bubbling up here.
Hot fuck. Damn, I love that song so goddamn much. I think it's, I don't even know at this point, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th time hearing it, and it just gives me goosebumps every time. Just
Yes.
the chorus, the harmony, it's just, oh yes. 10 out of 10, fully recommend.
Yep. Gabby, how are you tonight? How you
I'm
feeling?
well. I'm very well, thank you. I love it. So this is only like maybe my fifth time hearing that song, but when I listen to a song, I love to listen, especially if it's a song that has more than one voice. I love kind of deconstructing the melodies of a song. And so who has the echoey part, who's harmonizing with who, like I love that. So it took a good couple of listens for me to really appreciate, I was appreciating the music before I heard the lyrics. But as another deconstructed girly, I was raised Mormon. So
Wow.
yeah, very,
I didn't know you were an ex-mo.
I am an ex-mo. I
Yes.
actually, yeah, my family's still very much involved in the church. My mother's the organist. Like my music teacher growing up was my branch president. So it's I have a lot of connections still with the church, even though I'm no longer a part of it. And Eve has always been one of those topics for me. It's always been one that never sat right. You know, I grew up seeing churches make excuses for men. And it never made sense. I was like, wait a minute. I remember God confronted Adam first. You know, Adam broke the rules too. And all he did was blame Eve. She was tricked. She at least has an excuse. She had a serpent in her ear. Adam just went along with it. So I was like, this right away, this irks me. So I do love when people get to talk about that story in the Garden of Eden and their takes on what happened and who's really to blame. It's more insightful every time someone brings a new perspective to me. I'm always happy to listen to it. So
I love how the fact that with Adam, a penis apparently makes a person powerful and strong and the perfect leader, but at the same time makes them dumb as shit.
Yeah.
Like, can we pick one?
All our conversations are of like, what if women or queer people ran the world? Like,
I
stupid
co-sign
enough.
on that. I will help. Let's do it. Mary,
Anything
where are
else?
you at on this one?
Well, I was raised Catholic, and I started getting in trouble when I started asking why Adam raped Eve,
Oh.
because
Ooh.
I think the snake was his penis,
Hmm.
and her curse was bearing his child as a result of her rape.
Wow.
There was no snake. The serpent was in his fucking pants.
Wow.
So we have paid the price for generations upon generations because a man couldn't control his fucking cockbag anyway. So, in other words, I love this song a whole lot.
Real story.
Yeah. Mary is one that writes about she's a salty historian. She writes about women. You can buy her calendar on Etsy if you go to the Salty Historian shop there. We have a few authors on this panel. None of them are published or anything other than maybe Abby. Yeah. So there's constantly stories about women. We're only getting the bad ones. We're only getting the ones either that are bad or downplay women, I think, because men have to be the center of all things historical. And Gabby, you know how it is when you're hosting when you're hosting TikTok lives. Every man who comes in there thinks that men are the one that did the whole shit. Right? They're the ones that built the cell phone you're talking on. Never mind that a woman designed a computer. Never mind that a woman created Wi-Fi. Never mind that a woman created STEM. It's men. And
I learned
yes,
today that it was a Black woman who cured leprosy.
That's what I was going to get into because I can tell you all about the Black women. They're the reason we got to the moon. They're the reason we have like the math that helped get us Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Women have always been unsung heroes. We know that, and it's everywhere, especially when there was a time when women weren't allowed to be educated. Any work that they did do had to be under the name of a man. So whoever supervised the project, the man would just take credit, slap his name on it, he gets the credit. And so, again, I think that's even more ironic when we go back to the story of Adam and Eve, how they're only okay giving women credit when it's something bad.
Mm-hmm.
right.
And who is
And
telling all of those stories too? That's the conversation that we have all the time. Like the three stories that we bring up in the Rebel Eve song is Eve, Mary, and the woman at the well. And one of my favorite stories that I think about with the woman at the well, having grown up in church, is that women could not divorce men at that time. Women could not hold a job. Women could not own property. And yet here we are in I'll just speak for myself, like in white evangelical Christian church, being told that this woman is a slut, she's a horrible person, she's slept with so many men, when she just like needed to eat. You know what I mean? Like, and she couldn't buy a house on her own. She couldn't like remarry without being shunned. And so, I just feel like it's also the way that the stories have been told are told from the lens and the pen of a man. That woman, I want to hear her story. I want to hear the way that she would have written the way that she met Jesus. And that's something that we talk about a lot. Just in terms of that song, like, you can't take my voice, you can't tell my story. Like, we have a story to share of our own accord.
it might be an interesting project, honestly. And when you say that, I think about what if somebody rewrote the stories of the Bible from the women's perspective? Like,
It would never see the light of day, Sheila.
do you think, like,
We'll make sure.
I'd read it.
I would
My
read it
shit is
too.
going in the toilet.
One of the other story I think of, yes, Eve, the woman in the well, but the other one that always bothered me was Bathsheba. And the king lusted after her, after sending her partner, her spouse, off to war so he could have his chance, and she's the one labeled a harlot. And I'm like, is anybody reading the same story I'm reading? Like, this is not okay.
Right. The fact that men in the church look at a story like that, like with Bathsheba, like they're like, okay, King David, he happened to perv on her while she was taking a bath. Like, and then he was like, yeah, I want to fuck that.
Yeah.
And then he did, and then he was like, well, see, I don't understand this part. It's like, why do you got to deal with her husband? Because you're the king, right? Like, you don't, like, you can have whatever you want, but he's still like, no, I gotta send her husband off to war so he can get fucking killed, and then I can have her forever, and then this is the man after God's own heart, greatest king ever.
Just listening to these back, it's been so long since I've read the Bible, but I'm like, the shit that we believe, like, this was what we were taught that was okay. Like, I'm just like, this is wild hearing it now, 10 years out of it all.
Yeah. Well, and that it was like, oh, David was forgiven. It's like
Yes.
that's like an example of forgiveness. And then it's like David is this amazing, like that doesn't overshadow his legacy, but these other women we're talking about, it's like that's all they're known for. So it's like,
Right.
what?
David was forgiven, but Bathsheba was still his victim, his continuous victim. And speaking of victims, Mary, how old were you, Mary? No, not you, Mary, but the Virgin Mary, quote unquote,
I was
13,
like, what? There's two of us here.
14,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that's
15. Everybody's like, no, she's 18. No, she was 18. Fuck you. She was not. She was a child bride who had no choice in the matter. The angel's just like, hey, guess what? You're knocked up.
Yeah.
Oh, the mother of Jesus literally raped and impregnated.
Yeah.
Where is the Book of Mary written by Mary? Like, I think that's my biggest hang up. I'm like,
I would want to read that so bad.
Yeah.
right?
Can you imagine?
I wanna just be I just want to hear it from her perspective. So like today, you know, tonight this angel came in and was like, "You're pregnant," and I'm like, "I'm sorry, what?" You know, just what would the thoughts in a young woman's mind be? Like, just, but this is also natural, and not only natural but good. And then we wonder why that men of the cloth and men in the pews feel completely free to rape and molest and do whatever they want to do with impunity.
Yeah.
That's that. I think that probably more than most things is what brought me out of Christianity. That and the fact that I read the Bible, which is a good idea to do if you're a pastor. Um, it's a good idea. Oh, you got yours?
It's
Yeah.
right next to my bed. It's still right next to
I
my bed. I pull this thing out
I
often
think
when
I
I'm talking to
finished
men on the internet.
I think I
Yeah.
Like I
finished
read
I finished
book here.
smoking mine a while back. But I read it. I was like, I better know what I'm teaching. I read it and I was like, okay, well, this is bullshit. And I went through my little progressive phase and my whole, well, I'm spiritual, not religious. And then finally my ex-wife just looked at me and was like, why are you fucking lying to yourself? Like, you don't believe this anymore. And I'm like, yeah, I guess not. Well, here goes my family,
Yeah.
you know. And, here goes my gender identity too, because that one was one I was keeping under wraps as well. Uh, it's a great day to be a fucking heathen right now, I think. Yeah. Abby's living it up over there. Sorry, I don't mean to disturb you while you're putting stuff in your mouth there.
I mean, the funniest thing is, even though I grew up UCC Congregationalist, this was a Catholic area. Like I grew up in the Boston area, like ground zero of the Boston Catholic Church scandal.
Oh my.
And I don't know, sometime around 19, I just woke up one day and didn't believe in any of it. And while it was like really jarring at that point, because I didn't believe in anything right up until the part of not believing meant you went to hell, which like, if I'm not going to believe about anything, can I also not believe that part too, please?
Right, that was the first thing to go for me.
Oh, I wish, but now here I am in this just woo-woo universe, just kind of like, you know what? Live it up, live large.
I think and you would be the one to write a book like that, Abby. Abby is the author of The Year of Dating Myself, just released from Simon and Schuster. If you've not got a copy of the book,
That's awesome.
go on to Amazon and get it. It's The Year of Dating Myself by Abby Rosemarin. And coming up next year, The Year of Being Pregnant with God's Child.
Oh, fuck. Year of going to Planned Parenthood.
Right. No, listen, if God ever came down and was like, Sheila, you're having the savior of the world, I'm like, the world can get fucked. I'm not having that baby. No. I'm sorry. I guess the Antichrist has to win in that point.
He already has. Anyway, sorry.
I mean, you're not wrong about that. Yes.
I live in the now.
I just don't think I can give Donald Trump enough credit to make him the
No,
Antichrist.
it's not. It's
Like
not.
No,
JD
it's
Vance,
Mike
I would buy
Johnson.
it.
It's
Correct.
it's Mike
So
Johnson.
Or
he's
It's
Mike
Mike Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah.
yeah.
He scares me.
But
Ah, Stephen Miller is a pretty good runner-up too.
Donald Trump is just such a fucking
He looks the
buffoon.
part. I'm not trying to be mean, but he
Oh yeah,
terrifies me. That
totally.
face is just
The Bond villain.
Oh my God. Yes. I love it. No, but deconstructing religion was probably the best thing that I could have ever done. And it took me leaving this country to be able to do it. I left, I went to be a missionary over in China, and I was going to save those souls, bring them to the Lord, those godless Chinese. And then I got there, colonizing at its finest. And I got there and I was like, hey, you know what? These people got it. They already got it pretty good. They don't, in fact, me bringing religion into their life would actually fuck their life up because it puts a target on their back with religion. Like they don't want it. They don't need it. They manage to love each other just like humans do. They manage to give to each other. They manage to treat each other well. Like I saw that and I was like, huh, this is not what I was expecting at all. And then, so like I said, I started reading that Bible. It was, by the time it was done, I went from a right-wing pastor. I paid money, y'all. I paid money to subscribe to Rush Limbaugh and Glenn Beck and Dr. Laura. And I paid money out of my goddamn paycheck every month to listen to that shit. And I came back a bleeding heart leftist trans girl.
Wow.
So, but it took that much to open my eyes. And I look around at people. Gabrielle and I, we often uh, get in the same TikTok lives, and we take on these men, and I can see a little bit of myself in them because they haven't had that shock to the system to wake up. They haven't thought, well, why does this story about Eve make no goddamn sense? And why, and deconstructing is problematic because for them it takes them out of power.
Yeah. Like, why would they wake up? Why would they need to?
Right. It's not beneficial for them.
Yeah.
Patriarchy's been doing pretty right by them all this time.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just have to rip that band-aid off. Now, I understand some people in our audience and in our YouTube chat are religious, so I want you to understand that we're not coming down on you. This is, each of us has their own separate journey. I don't know, ladies, if any of you still remain in a faith of some sort. It took me a
No, but
while to get out.
I'd never be arrogant enough to tell anybody else what to feel unless they're or
No.
what to feel or believe unless they're trying to do that to me. I respect people who walk the walk. I despise people who talk it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It may be surprising to look at me, but I am a pagan witch. So, I mean, apparently we have a few. A little kind
Oh,
in
you,
there.
oh my gosh, yay!
Yes,
Oh,
Jillian, I saw that.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I was just echoing back to you. I'm sorry.
oh, you were just mimicking. Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, okay.
I'll still
Sorry,
claim
I'm
you.
so sorry. I can't.
No, I
Also,
thought you were saying me too.
I lit a candle for you. Okay.
It's okay. Yeah. But I see that these kind of themes inform a lot of your music. That they that there's really feminism, there's politics, there's revolution in your songs. And one of the first songs that I heard of yours was American Dream, which really resonates to me right now. It's like I think Katie had posted a TikTok where you were doing the American Dream, and just the way you were looking at it, I was like, I'm feeling what you're feeling right here. But the song, especially right now, I'm getting laid off at the end of this month. I am feel like looking at the government, which this is my going to be my first time been transitioning for 5 years. This is going to be my first time finding a job as a woman, much less a trans woman, and looking around at everything is a mess. Trump is getting people up in front of the UN, raising a bitch about them using the word gender in anything. Like, no, we don't believe in gender ideology, which is to say patriarchy, patriarchy, patriarchy. But American Dream sort of sums all that up. And so I'd like to know a little bit about that song, and then let's listen to it, if that's okay with y'all. Who who wants to volunteer to tell me about that song? I'm I'm a I'm gonna pick on Jillian since she's
No,
yeah.
I honestly I have to pass it to one of these two just because I'm not a writer on the song.
Okay.
Most of them we have written all together, but this one we wrote or they wrote with a friend Terry O'Brien. So I'm gonna let one of those.
All right, Grace. Tell me about the song.
Yeah, I mean, I think you sort of summed it all up. I think, when we got on a Zoom to write this song, we were all just feeling really fucking frustrated about being women in the music industry and just like, yeah, how you have to work twice as hard to get half as far. And all these like shitty boy bands are like killing it on TikTok and then getting all these record deals and like they're not good and their songwriting sucks. And so I think I will say like that was the feeling of how we wrote it over the last year. The feeling has changed, I think, about what's happening in our country, that it's like
Mhm.
it's blowing it all up. Like we have to start over. There like this was never made for anything other than straight white men, and then really white women benefit from it too if they're married or
Mhm.
and so I think it's just taken a different turn as the more we've sang it and played it out. I don't know what you say.
Yeah. I mean, I think it also like stems back to women's voices of one of the reasons that we wrote that song that day is because we came across this post that's called it's off of Amplify Her Voice. If you follow that account. But they did a study with USC Annenberg that looked at like the percentage of women writers on songs like for Spotify or like radio that are highly popularized, and only 12% of the songs were written by women. And that's like, when we're talking about like top 40s and like all the playlists that we listen to, like what's getting pushed out, like not necessarily what we're finding, but like what is being pushed onto us. And so it was just sort of like, man, like I know so many kick-ass women who are really incredible writers and they're just not getting heard, not because they're not great, not because the songs aren't good or because they don't have the talent, but just because the algorithm, the patriarchy, you name it, is hindering that from reaching where it needs to. So yeah.
Agreed. Agreed. This is American Dream by the Rebel Eves.
For all the highs been taking low lows. I'm in a 10-year town, but I can see through the smoke. Dismissed by men that are half my age, playing shittier songs on a bigger stage. But our starting lines are not the same. Is this American dream? All it's made out to be. Working twice as hard to get half as far, just to be told we should change who we are. Well, no, this American dream is fill a stadium with all the people they say. You're too emotional, you need more confidence. Pouring out my heart, but that just don't sell. No one wants to hear women going through hell, but you know I'm gonna prove you wrong. I got a story to tell. Is this American dream? All it's made out to be. Working twice as hard to get half as far, just to be told we should change who we are. Well, no, this American dream isn't enough for me. Well, I'm not gonna stop putting out all the things I need to say. If the numbers don't follow, I'll sing it anyway. If a tree falls in the woods, do you hear it? If it's not a number one, you still feel it. I'm not gonna stop putting out all the things I need to say. If the numbers don't follow, I'll sing it anyway. Because my voice still matters. Let my resilience shatter this American dream. Never was cut out for someone like me. Is this American dream? All it's made out to be. Working twice as hard to get half as far, just to be told we should change who we are. Well, no, this American dream, this American dream isn't enough for me.
Yeah, forgot about
Ooh.
that.
Anybody ever told you you're giving major Natalie Maines energy?
Me?
Yes.
So Sheila, I was gonna say, like when I close my eyes, I hear a lot of Stevie Nicks in there. Like
Yes, that
that's when I
too.
close my eyes. Oh my gosh. And I was kind of interrupting because I wanted to say it is so amazingly cool that I got to talk to you guys really briefly. I'm at band camp chaperoning with my kids, and they're going to do their brown bag skits, and I really want to see because I have a freshman and a junior, and I'm going to cry. So that's why I look like I do. This is exhausted band mom. So I think y'all are completely amazing. I am so glad that I crossed Sheila's path so that I could cross your path because thank you for your music. It's amazing.
And hopefully you can come see them when they're in Toledo. Maybe.
My car is in the shop at no cost to me now.
Okay.
I'll tell you about that later. But
All right.
hopefully that will happen. Alrighty, so I hope I'll be there, but if not, I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for your music, and I will see y'all next Tuesday. Oh,
Yes.
go and
Bye,
check me out.
Mary.
Go watch Salty Historian on TikTok. Go watch my shit.
Yes. Go buy the calendar. Yeah.
Good night, Mary.
Yes.
Hey, Mary.
Bye.
No, that song, you know, like I've been trying to pinpoint, you know, use as inadequate as it is, trying to use current, you know, or past stars to describe your sound. And there's definitely some chicks in there. There's definitely Stevie Nicks, almost a little bit of Wilson Phillips in there though too, like you know, a little pop blend in there. But and definitely some more protest artists like from the 60s and 70s. I think it's a whole vibe. There's no defining this group. I think it is its own thing. And that is to say it's a good thing. So how did you feel about that one, girls? That song, Abby? How'd you feel about
That
that?
that line about nobody wants to hear about a woman going through hell, like just fucking it hits. Because I remember, my goodness, and it probably was even a couple of years after I just made my peace with the fact that I wasn't of the Christian faith anymore, just because of random chance. This moment of like, I am so used to hearing stories about men's suffering and men's journeys and all this stuff. And this is, early 2000s into the 2010s for a time frame where it really was hearing a woman's story, especially a woman's story about overcoming suffering, doesn't fucking exist. And having that moment of like, I don't hear about this stuff. And I mean, honestly, to this day, this is still the case. Nobody wants everyone's kind of like the women should suffer silently. That was a whole element in the Christian world, even in the progressive Northeast Christian world was, to suffer silently is somehow saintly. And thank you, alliteration. That song is just so haunting. It's beautiful. Oh my God.
Yes, but you do live in New Hampshire, which is the Florida of New England.
Oh yeah. Oh,
So
I heartily
yeah,
contend it's technically the Texas of the North. Maine's the Florida of the North, but New Hampshire, we've got our pickup trucks and ease of guns, and no sales tax or no income tax. It's one of the ones that te Texas doesn't have as well. We're the Texas of the North, and nobody believes that.
yeah.
For your dad.
Gabby, Gabby's in Florida. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Wisconsin, but I have lived in Florida for the last 4 years, 4.5 years almost. So, I mean, I'm not gonna get tired of the Florida slander. I won't. I do it all the time. Um, I love the life I've created down here, but this state is not. Anyway, back to the song. I loved how you highlighted and reiterated all of the stereotypes we hear about women and them being emotional and there's no way we could accomplish what a man does and we're just this and that. And so I think as a woman, when you grow up hearing those things, you almost internalize it or you start to become numb to it. But I don't know, maybe it's how beautiful you guys sound together. Maybe it's how even the video, I just the setting was so raw and beautiful and you're all dressed in your own little style and it sounds like a backyard band sesh. Like it's what I would want to stumble upon. And the mood lighting and the lights, it was so beautiful. But that made the delivery hit all the more for me because I realized I'm never going to get numb to hearing about those stereotypes. I'm never going to accept that as normal. I refuse to. And so hearing you guys sing about it, like it's just what we've been growing up hearing, but also to hear the disappointment in your voices as you come to that realization that it shouldn't have to be like that. That was powerful. It was beautiful. It was powerful. And I loved it.
I think yeah. When I hear it, I think that I think when of all the times we interact with men, like when we interact with men in these debates and things like that, is they do not want to hear that it's hard to be a woman. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to believe it. Everybody says, well, no, women have more privilege than men because we don't have to get drafted or we don't have to or that we get custody of the kids more. Never mind that men don't even petition for custody. Never mind that that men are fine being in broken marriages without getting out. They don't want to hear it because it disrupts their perfect little world. And I think that's the case. I'm gonna have to bounce out for a second for a quick bathroom break. You ladies hang it, hold it down for me. We'll edit that part out of the Spotify, but
Absolutely, Sheila. We
yeah.
got you. Oh my gosh. It's amazing. So whose idea was that video? Who thought of that concept?
Amber. Yeah, as our producer that we've been working with on our new record. And she's really helpful with directing a lot of kind of like the direction of the record and the like visuals of that was definitely her idea. So we got to give a shout out to Amber Beist in this situation, in this scenario.
Love that. There's so many women behind the scenes.
Oh yeah.
Is that intentional? Is that intentional?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
I think there's literally like there's maybe like 3 or 4 men on the record. But yeah, we try to mostly like our string players are women, our 2 drummers are women. Then they play a lot of the instruments, and so yeah, we really wanted to work with mostly women if possible. It is hard to find women engineers. Um, that's something that's much more needed. I don't even think for lack of, well, maybe for lack of them being there, but yeah, it's just in the music industry, it's still very heavily men centered.
I imagine, like, given the you guys' history of working in the musical industry and working primarily with men, then how has that shift been from working with a lot of men in orbit to having like majority women?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
We can be more specific, but I guess like the first thing that sticks out is that we actually just worked with an amazing female engineer in Chicago, and there's just so much less ego, and you're heard. It's safe. Everyone's opinion is valued. It's not you having to be louder. You don't have to repeat yourself 100 times to be heard. It's just much more your voice is respected a lot. You don't have to push as much, and yeah, what would y'all say?
I think you said
That's beautiful. I'm glad. I think that's what everybody aspires to want. Everybody wants to be heard. And I know we talked about, our religious backgrounds, and I think in those environments too, the women do a lot of unsung work in the church, but they aren't the voices that bring forth the changes in the church. They aren't the voices that are the main preachers and leaders and in powerful positions. And so if you've come from that, I imagine deconstructing and having to unpack all that you've been socialized to believe and to know it's vindicating, but it's hard, right? Like it has to be.
Yeah. Yeah, and still like even on the road, like most sound engineers are men, like we're still really working with a lot of men, and it's just been interesting to see like how they treat women versus how they treat men, even at the same festivals, like how they talk to us, how they don't think we know what we're talking about or asking for like girls. Like just like
Yeah.
even just like little things that like yeah,
They call you girls.
a lot of the times we get called girls. Yeah.
Oof. I know it seems like such a little thing, but that's one of the main things that I talk about online. It's just a language, just
Yep.
the misogynistic language that's used. And I always call them out because I go, "Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have children? I was unaware we were talking about minors." And they're
Oh,
like, "What? What?" I'm like, "Yes, adult girls are women. We are women. That person's over 18." Especially when they talk about like their partners and that my girl, I'd be dating girls, and I'm like, children, how embarrassing for you. Like, I make them
Hanson real
feel
quick.
as ashamed as I can about it. And I'm like, hopefully that'll bring about the change. But I can't imagine. I'm sure you guys have like a list of the things you could write a book with the misogynistic encounters, I'm sure.
Definitely.
I want
That
to hear
I know.
see your TikTok
I know.
I know.
conversations. I am so intrigued.
Take notes.
Yeah.
Like how to respond.
they give headaches. So have Tylenol on hand. I'm just gonna say. Men are infuriating. Yeah.
One of the stories that inspired American Dream is I was playing in a food court, okay? So like literally like a food mall. I'm not gonna be the most energetically like positive person if I'm playing in a food court, right? And and so this man comes up to me after I finished and he was just like, you know what? Like if you had more confidence, you would own this town. And so we put it directly into the song because I was like, Jesus, man, I'm like next to a McDonald's. Like I don't like what do you mean if I had more confidence, I would own the McDonald's? Like that's not my goal. I'm just here to make some tips so that I can like pay for my groceries, you know? And Yeah, it's just like the audacity, I think, is more what I'm like, because the other thing is that what does confidence mean to you, sir? Like, because I see all these other dudes just sitting out here, like, not a smile on their face, wearing like a ripped jeans and a dirty t-shirt. Like, I don't know, I'm wearing a nice outfit. I did my makeup, like I'm like still presenting well. It's just it was annoying.
Yes. That I think confidence to own a McDonald's would be a great title for your memoir someday. Yeah.
That's a
That's
cool story because I think it goes to what you just said. It's about not about the confidence, be honest. It wasn't about what, like you said, the men that are just chilling, enjoying their lives. It's the fact that you have to be better. You have to be twice as much just to
Yeah.
be recognized.
Yeah.
And I say this
it's
all the time. The best men that I know are just the average woman. Like
Yeah.
women, they exceed those expectations all the time that men are just praised for. The top 1% of man is literally like the majority of women I know.
oh my God, you babysat your children, the children that came out of your body.
Right.
Congratulations,
Right.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God.
The audacity that the men have to come, like, just say that to us. Like, you don't, if you don't have something to say, shut the fuck up. Like, did you not learn anything in like middle school? But it's like, why do you feel the need to come up to us and tell us the things you think we're doing wrong? Like, how many women go up to men? I don't even know one after a concert and was like, well, you know what? You could have actually like played that chord better. Or like, it's just so interesting that it's like, yeah.
And it's always men who are less successful than you.
Yes.
Like men who couldn't pick up a guitar, who couldn't sing two notes together if they tried, but they know how you're supposed to do it. It reminds me of that video I keep seeing of the pro golfer who's at the driving range, and this man comes up and is explaining to her how to improve her swing, like she's not already on the WPGA tour. Like
I've seen that video.
I love
that's
that one.
it's just so like
What
sir.
embarrassing. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, sir, like yikes, you know? Like I don't know.
I had a guy come at me the other day who's like, you should do your makeup better. I'm like, bro, you look like a dirty Q-tip.
Do you want to
Like,
try? Like, yeah.
right, like can I try put some on you? Because god damn. No. Yeah, it's always a mediocre man. Always a mediocre man. That should be the story of my life. That's my memoir. Always a mediocre man.
I love it. I also love, I'm noticing the Revelries t-shirts and love that you wore
Yes.
those. Are those like still available? Those are so cute.
Yeah.
We don't have them on our website right now because we're on tour, but I'm gonna put them back up once we're off tour. But yeah, we definitely have them.
Well, they're going to be at the merch table when you play.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. Oh,
Perfect, because
sounds
I
good.
love a good graphic tee moment. I am but a 90s baby, okay? The
Yeah.
graphic tees, the band tees are, it's where it's at.
Mm, yeah, not a band tee every day of my fucking
Yeah.
life.
There you go.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, here's me, glammed up, earrings, jewelry, everything else, and band tee.
Yeah.
Yes. The best look.
Go figure, the goth girl in me. Yeah, that's I think that I didn't really notice this until I was into my transition, the way that men approach women and that they discount women and they just don't even hear it because like my male privilege, my male privilege card, the second that the lashes came on, got yeeted. And whether or not men will call me a woman, they
Mm.
will certainly fucking treat me like one.
Mm.
Um, I found that out very, very quickly after transitioning that it doesn't matter if you are femme presenting at all. you're going to be discounted. You're going to have to work twice as hard. I've been at my job for 5 years and have been stuck at the same level in a job that I know prior to transitioning that I would have moved up a long, long time ago. So it's a hard lesson to learn. And y'all have been dealing with it your whole lives. So that's, yeah. We are here at the top of the hour. This is the Hurricane Girls. We are live on youtube.com at Hurricane Girls. We are also going to be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts later. We will be in rotation on WHGR, Hurricane Girls Radio, 24/7. This show will go into the rotation later. But if you want to catch a random Hurricane Girls show, go to my TikTok. Check out the station link, and it's at Sheila Chappelle on TikTok. We are affiliated with the Creator Accountability Network. We are certified with them provisionally right now because we need accountability. If you have felt anything on this show has caused great harm and you need to address that, you can go to creatoraccountabilitynetwork.org and talk to them there. They'll talk to us and we'll make sure that we make it right. Usually before the show, we are led into by the calm before the storm. That didn't happen today, but we usually do that. Check out Hurricane Mary's lives on TikTok. I'm here tonight with my co-host, Hurricane Gabrielle, an incredible live host on TikTok, and Hurricane Abby, the author of The Year of Dating Myself, out now from Simon & Schuster. I am Hurricane Sheila Chappelle. I just finished my second single today. It's a little jazz number. Can't wait till I get that out on Spotify. I named it after my granddaughter. So pretty excited about that. We got a lot of talent coming up on this show in the next couple of months before we hit our winter hiatus. Mishi Rivera Acosta will be joining us in October, as will Miss Andri and the wonderful Miss Emily Soul Singer from Toronto or Ontario will be with us in October. She played the same series that you guys will be playing in Toledo. We will also in September get to meet the band Stone and Sour. Stone and Snow. I'm thinking of Stone Sour, the alt metal band from the 2000s. Stone and Snow. Sorry about that, Karen. Natural Velvet will join us. Blank Era, metal band from Nashville, will join us next month, as well as Renee Bell from Gilmore Girls. I'm looking forward to talking to her in the rest of this month. On August 26th, we will be meeting the band New Enemy, a brand new heavy metal band from Dublin, Ireland. Racontus, my friend from TikTok, an attorney at law, will be here to talk about prosecuting sex crimes. She has a 96% conviction rate, and she has stories to tell. Can't give out her real name because she gets death threats if I do that. So
She does sex crimes and homicide.
Sex crimes and homicide. You're right, right. Both mine and Gabrielle's friend. Can't wait to meet her. Next week we will be visiting with Rosie, the North Omaha cat lady, and her 3 million followers on TikTok. Do you know her?
No, but I want to know.
You want to know? Come on back. We'll all meet each other. Yes, it's been great talking tonight to the Rebel Eves. We're talking to Katie, Jillian, and Grace from the band. And it's been just wonderful getting to know each of you. You're all stunning. Just honestly, your music is vibing has been vibing with me so hard, and I'm not generally a country / Americana / folk type person. Obviously I'm a metalhead just a little bit, but a vibe is a vibe, and a melody is a melody, and these have really gotten under my skin, really made me think about my choices of genre in music. But I will be there in the front row when
Yay.
you're here in Toledo. You can't miss me. I promise you can't miss me. Usually I'd have pink hair, but it's just look for the plum. It'll
Yeah.
be sitting right there. And I mean, hell, if the show rocks out hard, we can find some place to go after and have drinks and dinner if you want to. But
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that show. Looking forward to seeing Denisha, who was on our show earlier at that same series here in a couple of days. And it's almost Pride here in Toledo, because in Ohio, we do things late. We have our Pride in August because
Wow.
fucking hell, I don't know why. But
Well,
yeah,
keep it
Spread
going
it out.
longer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
well, for me, it's year round. So
Sure.
what I love about Pride is that there's always people wearing Pride gear during that, and it's always this big rainbow assortment of wardrobe of clothes that people will never wear after Pride.
Right.
They'll never wear it in their regular lives, and I'm like, I see y'all motherfuckers. I see y'all up here trying to act like you claim the rainbow, and then later on you're going to be low key. No, I don't get that opportunity. I'm sort of like this all the time. So I'm like this when I go to pride marches, and I'm like this when I go to take my trash to the dumpster. So can't be don't keep your pride in in your pocket. Let's show it all year round. I may have made a mistake today, Abby. I joined Facebook dating.
Oh
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Yeah, bad decisions were made, I think, but it's funny because I put in there I'm looking for women. I'm pan, but men, you fucked yourselves over when you voted for Donald Trump. Sorry, men, you're off the table. I put women. What am I getting?
Men.
Men, 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 men. And I'm like, no,
Oh,
no.
I'm I'm on Bumble, so I'm not going to judge you.
Yeah, what about Hinge? Why Facebook dating?
It was free.
Hinge,
Um,
there's
Hinge is also free.
I also accidentally clicked on it today.
right.
So I was no,
Accidentally made a whole profile.
I literally did not the profile was intentional. The click was accidental. I was like, oh hey, there's this. Oh, what the fuck? But the results so far have been less than encouraging.
we're gonna need a full report in Toledo.
Yeah.
Listen, it's wasteland down here, let me tell you. We have a queer scene here. Um, it's active, but it's not trans friendly. So that's my problem right now. Everywhere I go, it's still very centered around the G's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the organizations around here don't really help us that much. But I don't give a fuck because I'm gonna be out there anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I said you'll see me in the front row of the concert because that's where the fuck I belong, right there. It's right there in front of the stage, so I can take pictures and hear the music. Yeah, I think y'all will be performing on the inside because usually we have them on the roof, but y'all are here in September, right?
The first week of
Yeah.
September.
First week, yeah. So you'll be on the inside. I'm going to prepare you for this big ass library that you're going to be performing in.
Nice.
It's huge.
This will be our second library show, and
Sweet.
I do like our first.
It's not like the libraries that you think about. It's
Okay.
fucking massive, this library. And it's got like the performance area will be in it's a huge open area, great acoustics, terrible seating. And yeah, it hurts the ass, but yeah, it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a fun show. It's very intimate, even though it's in a big area, and you'll get to interact a lot with people who come in. And there's gonna be a lot of people there that come because they don't know you, but it's free.
Awesome.
And so far the shows this month have been phenomenal. I've um most of them have been on this show because I poach acts from that lineup to come on here because I like to meet bands that are just starting and trying to make themselves new because y'all have great music. And it's good to hear it and get to know it and get other people to know it. We've been getting a lot of positive feedback from our comments on YouTube. Right now, when we've played the music, they've been feeling it, been feeling the vibe. And I would like to do another one here. And if you don't mind so much, because this one is my favorite of this is my favorite of your songs. It's Shake the Ground, because this is a boot in your ass type song. And I love it. And tell me a little bit about that song and how it came to be.
Honestly, I don't even remember writing it. That one
Mm.
feels like a vortex to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember getting the like musical idea and we had it in our voice notes for a while. And then yeah, when did we
I feel like it was over Zoo.
I'm trying to
I
remember.
don't know.
It is a vortex. I can hardly remember too.
Yeah. I
I've
do
just blown this song completely up because it fucking punched me in the face, and y'all are like, I don't remember writing.
Well, that's the
song."
cool thing about songs sometimes is I like some like the way I think about songs is that they're kind of like already existing out and they're floating around. And Abby's nodding her head. I'm curious if like as a writer you experience a similar thing.
100%. And in fact, I believe Elizabeth Gilbert in one of her
Yes.
Big Magic talks about exactly that. And like, there have definitely been times where I'm like, oh my God, this is a brilliant idea and I need to write it down, but then I don't write it down. And then I'll find out that like someone in my orbit somehow like through the act of just like, oh, let me take that pipeline, then they created it. So I very much am of the same belief here.
Absolutely. So this maybe was one of those that just kind of like it happened and chose us and we just kind of pushed it out because there's songs like that like you don't even remember writing them. You're just like, "Whoa, that came out." And here it is. And I guess that life just needed a vehicle quickly and we were there and we were ready and so maybe that's what happened.
Well, here is that song that spawned out of nowhere, still managing to be a huge boot in the ass, telling us to shake the ground. This is the Rebel Eves.
What peace is it we're keeping by not speaking truth out loud? No justice without anger, there's no change without a sound. We're taking back our power, there's freedom to be found. If one voice can break the silence, then together we'll shake the ground. Together we'll shake the ground. Together we'll shake the ground.
Oh, shift and shape, try to assimilate with secret pacts we make for peace that comforts whom. It's in our blood, the way we hush ourselves and how it's been passed down from our mothers and their mothers too.
Think it's time to break, think it's time to break, break out. Too much is at stake, I don't wanna stay quiet now. Let's get loud. Hey, 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 let's get loud.
Push it down, no time for crying out. The way you get it out, use your fist and not your mouth. The lies we tell our sons, the way you must be strong. For years it's been passed down from our fathers and their fathers too.
Think it's time to break, think it's time to break, break out. Tearing off the chains, generation weight, let it hit the ground. Think it's time to break, think it's time to break out. Too much is at stake, I don't wanna stay quiet now. Let's get loud. Hey, hey,
the ground.
Ooh, I have to know who who is that singing in the background because she's sitting here just absolutely bellowing it.
Yes.
She is a queer artist from Nashville, Tennessee. Heather May, partners Chris Matthews, both incredible musicians, and she is a powerhouse.
I could tell, like I could hear the vocals obviously, but just watching her just
I would love her.
bring it down from her toe, bring it up from her toes, just like
Yeah.
oh,
I had to have her
geez.
stand like so far away from the mic because her voice is so powerful, and it was just like she was like on the other side of the room, like singing that, and it's still so close and good.
I love it. I love it. Let me give you a taste of the comments here in YouTube from this. You know, that we're talking a little bit about somebody said the Rebel Eves are cooking. And the line use your fist and not your mouth, badass. Um and our producers in the chat saying, damn, sang it. They started screaming there. Your audience here has very much enjoyed that particular song. Like, to me, that's a call to arms. It's a call to, you know what, hey, we've been thinking about all this stuff and now it's time to fucking break some dishes. It's time to crack some eggs and maybe punch a few Nazis in the face, maybe. I don't know. That's like, honestly,
Yeah.
I read a Facebook post today about fascism, and it was the from the Fantastic Four, the guy who played the Thing. I can't remember his name right now, but he said, "If I had a superpowers, I would fling fascists into space." And of course, of course, that triggered the whole comment section to be fascists outing themselves. Like, oh, I see. So kill everybody who doesn't agree with you, right? No, we said fascists.
Oh,
Fascists.
God.
So we already established that this sort of came out of nowhere, but I have to feel like that this is a feeling you've been feeling in your bones for a while. To get loud, to stomp boots.
Well, and what's really cool about that song is when we play it live, our drummer, Carolyn Keeble, she plays a giant Japanese taiko drum. So she's trained in Japanese taiko drumming. So we actually have another version of that song coming out. That's like actually our favorite version because it feels like the one as how the song started. That's more of like a rock version, but she plays this crazy drum and it's just so much fun to play it live because we're all four up there on the stage and just like getting loud, and we do this thing where Jill leads everyone in a scream beforehand, like a guttural
Oh, I'm ready for it.
scream to like let shit out, and then we play that song and it's just really epic.
Can we do that in the library, Sheila?
Yes, you absolutely can. During the shows, there's no quiet hour.
Perfect.
Yeah. I like I'm looking forward to that. This particular song in the performance because that to me was my first introduction to the Rebel Eves. Like I might have heard American Dreams first, but I was looking for a defining sort of song, and I think for me that was it. Like that and not even just a genre defining, but just defining who y'all are. Y'all I was like, "Oh, they're not fucking around." I see. They're serious. So I take it that you're all pretty active in activism, protesting, things like that. Can you tell us a little bit about your own personal? I mean, you don't have to go into more detail than you like, but what's your activism look like?
Great question. That's a great question.
Katie?
Well, I think as a band, we have like partnered with a couple of different organizations. So every summer we try to give a percentage of our merch to an organization that we really care about. So a couple years ago, it was the Tennessee Equality Project. I still live in Nashville, so that cause is like near and dear, and we were able to actually, I think, we did like a series on Instagram Live where we chose one person who identified as queer a week during Pride Month, to like interview them about their experience and their life and their career. And as part of that, we got to interview like the head, I guess, of the Tennessee Equality Project. And so he just was able to share a lot of what they do, which is on the legislative side of things. So it's um, basically identifying bills that are written in a pretty way that are really actually very harmful to the LGBTQ community. And so that was really cool to like partner with them. This summer, we're giving 10% of our merch to the ACLU. And then similar to y'all, TikTok has been a fun outlet for activism. We've done a couple of skits that have gotten a lot of interesting traction, just basically calling out bullshit and then, yeah, being able to fight with people in the comments and actually change some minds. That has been kind of the craziest part for me is some days, not every day, some days I have more kindness than others for people that that comment. And I actually was able to have a like genuine conversation with a woman off of TikTok randomly and changed her mind. And so that was a pretty cool experience. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm kinder some days than I am to others, although I am a firm believer in every day you should go on social media and pick out at least one random cishet white guy and tell him to shut the fuck up because they don't hear it enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even have to be him saying a whole lot. Just pick one out and be like, "Hey, you shut the fuck up."
You.
It's amazing. It's amazing how they react to that. That triggers a lot of this male snowflakes. But Grace, I feel like you have boots on the ground too here, and what are you mainly involved in, like the group's activism, or do you have anything of your own, or
Yeah, I mean, I mean, really, I got into music from the anti-sex trafficking, anti-human trafficking world when I was 18, 19, and I was in that for almost 10 years. I moved to Nashville with my co-founder, and we worked a lot with Thistle Farms down there, but we would work a lot with nonprofits in the area that we would put on the concert because we really wanted to raise awareness of people coming to a concert in a city. Like human trafficking, sex trafficking is happening in every city. Here's an organization you can support. Here are the signs of human trafficking. Like this was before the like Al-Anon and all the crazy shit that went a little wild. Um, so that was really like for me watching music, we would bring artists in and like no one wants to come to a concert to learn about sex trafficking, but anyone will go to a concert of their favorite artists or pay a ticket. And it was cool to sort of mesh the two worlds of activism with music. And obviously, that's not new. But I think being in this band and when we started this band, I was still thought I was straight. And then, you know, a year in, I met a woman and she's my partner now. And so my queer journey has been very tiny and a little baby queer, but it's been really cool to be in this band and be able to raise money for these causes and learn a bunch of stuff on our own. And I think really like we have a brand new song called Good Trouble that we wrote in honor of John Lewis. And in the song, we list all these powerhouse women that have come before us that have really like had boots on the ground. And I think the craziest thing that happened to us this weekend was we were playing the song at in Appleton and at Mile of Music, and the security guard came up to us after, and he was just saying like, I really appreciated that song, and he went on to tell us that his dad was a civil rights lawyer and was the one who helped write the affidavit that got Nelson Mandela out of prison. And he like showed us a picture of his dad shaking the hand of Nelson Mandela, and it was just like so wild. It was definitely the highlight of our weekend, but I think it's just like the trickle down effect of you know, singing about these things, talking about these things on and off the stage gets people to hopefully wake up and smell the coffee and
right?
get in.
I get it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to hear that you made this discovery about yourself.
Yeah.
sort of in media res. You're right here in the middle of things, and you're like, oh my God, is that I can definitely identify.
Yes.
Because transition was not something that I even had access to through. So I'm 48 years old. I grew up in the 80s and 90s where we didn't even have the word transgender, and I've been transitioning like for 5 years. So I've waited till I was in my 40s to do it. So finding out, it's never too late to find out, you
Mm.
know. And yeah, I didn't want to just come out and be like, hey, which one of y'all are the L to the G, the B, the T, and all that stuff. But I appreciate you sharing that with us. That was um and it's good to see, other queer people discovering themselves and taking that discovery and then making it into something beautiful. And I love that. But
I mean,
Jill, where's your activism? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
oh,
off,
no, you're
Grace.
good. I was just saying it relates back to Rebel Eve because it's like it was that being queer, being gay, being lesbian, whatever, it wasn't allowed. It wasn't an option in my head. So it wasn't even until I met someone that I was like, wait, 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 wait. And I'm 33. Like this was
Right.
years ago. Like it's just wild how deeply that was ingrained in my brain from growing up that way. But
Yeah, currently my activism looks like conversations with loved ones, family, if I'm being frank. Um, I uh I am definitely a black sheep of sorts in my family and, some people close to me. And I think it just looks like, conversations with them in small and big ways, and trying to offer perhaps a different perspective. And I also identify as queer and recently came out to my family, and um they're they're accepting of me.
That's great.
Uh but uh I think just being myself in front of them is quite a challenge, and like letting them see all of the parts of me and not being ashamed. And I think even though sometimes I feel like, I should be doing more, I should be, but I remind myself that like the people closest to me I can have like close contact and relationship with, and it does seem that there's, things shifting and moving. And I also just recently moved back to Lake Orion, and I'm curious to get more involved in local government because I like to be close. Like we obviously we're trying to reach wide with our shows and with being involved with the ACLU and our songs and being on Spotify and in a very public way. But I'm curious just to have just to be a little bit closer to, and I'm better in like a one-on-one conversation or in a small group. So that's I haven't stepped into that world yet, but I'm curious to see what that will be like.
Can
And
hear that.
You were completely genuine when you were talking about listening in on these TikTok lives. I can hear it now. You're very intrigued.
oh yeah, for sure. It's those that I'm like, let's get into it. Let's get into
Yeah.
Honestly, those
Yeah.
those conversations, I don't want to make light of what you just said at all because I think it's with the family that is some of the hardest activism to do. But
it.
when you grow up around people that have a mindset and you have to be the one to have those uncomfortable conversations with them, do not, make light of yourself. Like you're doing, that's hard. That's hard. We know it's hard.
Gabrielle and JL do a fantastic live just about every day. They co-host a live that talks about men's issues, problems like all men have male privilege, men fear women's success, and reliably for hours, men come out of the woodworks to utterly and completely prove the point.
Yeah.
And it's like they just I'm like, if you guys would just shut up, like you could win this argument. Like if you would just shut the fuck up and not come up here and make a whole ass out of yourself and prove them right. We know they can't resist it. Especially not when they see a goddamn goddess like Gabrielle up there and they're like, no, I gotta tear that down.
Good try.
Yeah, they try.
They won't.
They
They won't.
fail. But I think, yeah, I think that's something that we've all had to be really we've had to be really conscious of here in especially in the queer community. I didn't tell you all this, but I'm a Memphis chick. I'm not from Toledo originally, so I know Tennessee,
Right.
and now Ohio and Michigan. But yeah, coming out to my family was the end of the line. Uh, they lived through me becoming me leaving the faith
Mm.
somehow. My dad's the preacher. It was
Mm.
not nice. We didn't speak for a couple of years, and then when I got back in touch with them, I had to go ahead and transition. The day after, they were the last people to know. The day after I came out, as I was living with them, because I had to be evacuated from China, which was where I was living, to be evacuated from China during COVID. Um, the day they found out I was transgender, the day after that, they served me an eviction letter. And they're like, "No, you have to get out of this house." And fortunately, I was at a place where I was already making plans, and so I did it. But there's a lot of people who in my position would not have been able to do that. It would have been devastating. So it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole thing being one of these alphabet letters. But
Or as I like to call it, the LGBTQ community.
yes,
Allegedly.
yes. I wanna listen to another song. I know I've listened to a lot, but our executive producer Alia has really been keying in on this one. It's Long Gone Don Juan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about that one. This
Right.
is you, Jill.
Yeah, this is a fun one. So I was down in Nashville for a number of years, kind of pursuing working on my songwriting, and a big part of being in Nashville is writing country songs, and so this was a really fun one I wrote with a couple of friends, Claire Douglas and Brittany Hadley, and a lot of those songs have gone into what I call the song dungeon, and a lot of other writers refer to as, you write so many songs, you're churning them out, and some of them just kind of go to sit. They didn't get cut, and they're just kind of there. And so we're on our first tour, I think, or second tour, I don't know, and we're we're sitting in my parents' kitchen. We had just played a show in my hometown, and my mom was like, "You know what? Have you ever played the Girls Long Gone Don Juan?" And I said, "No, Mom, I have not. Like, I haven't thought about that song in years." And it was a family favorite around the campfire, And I was kind of embarrassed, and I was like, "Okay, sure, I'll play y'all that song." And so I played it for them, and they immediately started singing three-part harmonies and fell right in. And I was like, "I think this is our Goodbye Earl." To talk about the chicks. And so we immediately put it into our set list after that, and it's been a favorite ever since, which is really fun. So we got to say thanks to Jacqueline, my mom, for this one.
Okay. Well, here it is. This is Long Gone Don Juan by the Rebel Eves.
1, 2, 3.
You caught me in the aftermath of a love gone bad. Wasn't like me to fall for a player like that. Oh, but the way he wore that gypsy smile and held his 69 J45, lost a little bit of my mind that moonshine night. Ooh,
Was the best he ever had. Told the same to every girl after that. 'Cause he's a drifter, shapeshifter, sweep you off your feet, kinda kisser. Gold tongue on the run, leave you in the morning with a smoking gun. He's passing through 90 proof, the kind of liquor you just shouldn't shoot. Or say, hey baby, my name is John, and then he's long gone, Don Juan.
Woodward's hearts were breaking all over this town. Katie was crying and Mary Jo was hunting him down. Dee Dee had her daddy cleaning off his gun. Mrs. Jones said, Father, what have I done? Little Lucy thought she had finally found the one. Said I was the best he ever had, but Casanova never called me after that. Cause he's a drifter, shapeshifter, sweep you off your feet, kinda kisser. Gold tongue on the run, leave you in the morning with a smoking gun. He's passing through 90 proof, the kind of liquor you just shouldn't shoot. He'll say, hey baby, my name is John, and then he's long gone, Don Juan. Cowboys can't be worn. Hell has no fury like a woman's scorn. He was a drifter, shapeshifter, sweep you off your feet, kinda kisser. Gold tongue on the run, leave you in the morning with a smoking gun. He's passing through 90 proof, I heard he landed in the ICU. And sometimes you get what's coming to you. And now he's long gone, Don Juan. Long gone, Don Juan.
Digging these out of the song, Benjamin.
I just love watching watching yourselves.
You're so old.
It's like I guess at some points you make these recordings and then you forget about them and you're like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love it. That's definitely a Goodbye Earl feel, but I love the way that the harmony just kicks at there's the long gone Don Juan, just it just sort of like you're all doing your own lines and then all of a sudden here's this wall of sound of your three voices just coming through. It's amazing. Amazing. And they were saying in the chat that this is a bop. They love that this is a lot of scorn to Doyle out and the tumbleweed blowing anywhere that doesn't have a home kind of resonated with some of them. And for me, I was just sitting there thinking, keep going, Don Juan, just don't come back there. How'd that make you feel, Gabby?
I love it. I love listening to I love listening to you ladies. I was thinking because I heard inspirations early on, even with the first song, and I was definitely one that picked up on like the chicks. And I was just it felt something about it felt so nostalgic, but because of what you're singing about, it also has a more fresh and like modern feel. So I love it because I know I'm not an artist in the way that you guys are, but I can relate to the idea of wanting to stay true to yourself and have something that's unique and special to you, and still accept that maybe there are outside influences and people you look up to that help inspire the sound. And I love that you have the perfect balance of that because I can hear inspirations from other artists. I can hear the genres that you enjoy and what you're going after as far as the sound, but you're doing it in your own unique way where it's not replicable. Like nobody else can do that. You're new, you're groundbreaking, and I'm so happy for you guys. Like I feel like I get goosebumps listening, but then I feel so much pride and joy because I'm not even a part of this group, but I'm like I'm watching women, and I love watching women. I love women in general. So that's what I feel when I listen to you. And that's that's amazing. And I hope that you know I'm not the only one. I'm not going to be the only woman whose life you've changed by hearing your music and seeing you achieve your dreams and do it on your own terms, in your own way, centering yourselves and then surrounding yourself with other women that you also want to uplift. And I think that's one of the main ways you know you've made it is when you turn around and you help other women as well and you help them realize their power and find their voice. You're inspiration. I wish I had more girl groups like you to look up to when I was growing up. They would have changed my life way sooner than the time I've had to do it now. So
Thank you.
Abby was telling me earlier today that she can't believe that y'all aren't already huge. So how did that make you feel, that song, Abby?
Oh my goodness. That when I tell you that's everything from the story to the melody to just that the and of course I don't know enough about music to be able to give any the fancy names for it, but just all the ways those notes would be carried out and up and it was just like oh, my spirit is just lifted across the board. There was just something so, I'm in a similar boat where, man, if I had had these, pardon the pun, but these rebellious, powerful women singers like to listen to growing up, as opposed to what was getting churned out in, the early 2000s and the 2010s, that was very, again, orbiting around the man and the man's story, and women are the fun little side characters who are really pretty or like a mom, and that's it. Man, where would I be today, you know?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the folk and Americana and country songs of yesteryear were very much centered around standing by your man. And no disrespect to Patsy Cline, she's a great performer, but at the same time, I'm like,
Bad.
Patsy, why? Why are you doing this? Like,
this is why I still keep thinking of the chicks because
yes.
they also were one of the earlier women that got I don't like to use the term ballsy because I don't want to give any credit to a man. But they got bold with what they were saying, right? And then you saw that they paid for it too. And so now having to be in the time where you can do what they did and not have the effect because we're in different times is amazing. And do you think of songs like Goodbye Earl and like they were putting up with none of it. And I loved that. And I think that's why they're probably the first that come to mind when I was listening to you because
Right.
yeah.
Just a whole not ready to make nice sort of vibe, even,
Yeah, no, right. It's exactly.
like, just that kind of thing. You didn't hear that very much. Like you'd hear a touch of it in Shania Twain because she'd be like, oh, that don't impress me much, or but then she'd go right back to, oh my God, you're still the one I run to. And it just be, it was watered down. There were a few songs, by Mindy McCready or by, Reba McEntire or somebody, adjacent to that genre, the Nashville scene that would come out. They would just sort of, hey, take a half swipe at men. But this one was like, no, no, we're not having any of your shit.
Yeah,
Just
kind of like Gabrielle was saying, though, it's like, the chicks put their career on the line, to do that. Like that's also such a like a sad kind of reality to think of too, that it's like, oh, I can I can put this one song out, but I gotta hide behind these other ones because that's risky, like they had to kind of decide if they wanted to keep their career, and that sucks. I hate that that was a choice.
Yeah. Well, see, and there's positive ways to look at it, right? They walked so you could run.
Absolutely.
And
true,
I
true.
I say this a lot. I don't like to knock a woman on how they choose to survive.
Yeah.
If they were a man doing this, it'd be a different story. But as a woman playing the game to do what you got to do to get there, I understand that. I hope that when you get there, you turn around and help your fellow women.
Yeah.
But I can't knock a woman for how they choose to survive. And if it was hiding behind a few, nice placating songs in order to get that one hard hitter in there, so
Yeah.
be it. Because now we get to have artists like you that don't have to worry about hiding behind any song. You can just freely, say we're also in an age that I've heard a lot of artists talk about where it's easier now to get by without, you know, a certain kind of record deal or a certain label signed to as an independent artist than it ever has been in history. And so that's like I think another thing working in your favor. If you are an artist that is afraid of how their message is going to be received, we have social media. We have the internet, baby. You don't need any label to prove that you have a chance. You have the will of the audience on your side. And as long as you can garner that attention online, you're good. And that's that's a cool perk to have in your corner. It's a good thing to use to your advantage.
Well, what's
Absolutely.
even like wilder is like because of the chicks doing that, we don't have Katie was just saying that she loves this about our band. We don't have one love song. Haven't written one, like we have one sexy song, but we haven't written
And it's
one love
queer.
song. And it's queer. Yeah, one sexy queer song. But like we
Wait,
have
I love that. Wait, which one's the sexy queer one? I do need, I'm gonna be looking that one up.
all the wild side. It's not on the internet yet, but
Oh,
it
Okay.
will.
what? Do you have like a little snippet for us, maybe?
Oh, yeah,
Can
we
you
could
like sing a line or something? What?
Do it.
yeah, that's fun.
But yeah, like we can be a band and not have to write about love, which is awesome. Like honestly, it never even came up. We just didn't write
No,
about it.
yeah, no.
Like it wasn't even a conversation we had. Okay, let's see. What did we just send it to him?
How would it be easiest to do this? Like, can we play it through the speaker, or
I
should we send it to you?
I don't know if it, I'm hoping it will pick up. Because Zoom is kind of weird about that sometimes. I would put it as close to the microphone as you can.
Oh, I thought you girls were just gonna throw out a little bit of like an acapella.
Oh
No
my
stress. No, you don't have to
gosh.
play the whole
Wow.
thing.
They
I'm
gotta
not trying
warm
to have
up.
you
You gotta stretch the vocals.
pre-release your song on
I
us.
tell
I'm
you
not
what,
trying to
I'll
make you do
make
that.
I'll make everybody a deal. If you'll play it when you're in Toledo, I'll
Yeah.
take a I'll record it and I'll share it with the group. Yeah. I think though, like I was thinking about that, you know, and Gabby, you make a great point that some women have to walk before others can run, but and then you point out that you don't have particularly a love song in there. And by the way, sexy songs don't have to be love songs. Let's not get that twisted. But like that seemed to be a prerequisite of a lot of artists is that you've got to talk about love. You got to give people something to dance to on their wedding day, or you've got to have that song that's going to be playing at the end of some Jennifer Lopez rom-com. You know, it's I don't know why I picked J-Lo out
I
of
was like,
all of
why
them.
Jayla?
I don't know. My mind just went there. I could go Meg Ryan, maybe, right?
Oh,
But you know, you're always looking for that. You know, you're always looking for that power ballad to come out. But and I've always said this too is like you're as an artist, you've got like 3 minutes to get the message that you want out to the world. Some artists choose to talk about big butts and they cannot lie. That's what they spend their 3 minutes on. But you seem to take your 3 minutes and be like, this is what's on my mind. This is what's important to me right now. And I'm going to fucking say it. And I love that. And I don't think you have to sing a love song. I think you're singing a love song to yourself when you're singing these songs. And without getting all Whitney Houston, that is the greatest love of all. Um, I think I just love that there is not a pigeonhole that you have found your music to be in. And I hope that it stays that way because y'all are awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. We are getting close to the end of our show, which is usually where, I guess, if you got a hurricane, you got aftermath. So this is where we all give our final thoughts on the night and sort of wrap up and sum up what we've been thinking about. Abby, what are your final thoughts tonight?
My final thoughts are just really on that importance of surrounding yourself with strong women, being able to work alongside strong women, hearing strong women's stories, and you know, in some ways saying strong women is a bit redundant. Women, being around women, surrounding yourself and working with women and hearing their stories and building each other up is, you know, especially through music and in the music industry, how important it is. And I think, you know, that's about as eloquent as I can get because I can feel my brain turning into Swiss cheese as we speak. But Man, again, I'm just Rebel Leaves. I'm just so incredibly thankful that I've gotten to meet you guys, and you are so phenomenally talented. And like I was telling Sheila, I am shocked you guys have not completely like blown up on the charts yet, but I feel like that's just a matter of time.
I love it. And by the way, everybody out there, don't forget, buy the book. Buy the book. Yep. It's on audiobook too. Gabby, your final thoughts of the evening.
I am inspired by you ladies, and I'm definitely going to be streaming a lot more. I browsed the songs that I did, and like Sheila, I think Shake the Ground was one of the ones that also stuck out to me. I just heard that and I thought of just an anthem. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I know what song I want to use in one of my next TikTok videos. Like, it's so empowering. And not only that, but it also needs to be on a soundtrack of some sorts. Like, I was hearing it and I thought of the original songs that they wrote for like the Hunger Games movies, the ones that became like the anthem for the movie. That's the kind of song it felt like. I was like, this needs to be on a soundtrack. Like, there's going to be a big screen, tears in everybody's eyes. Like, that's the power of um, the powerful emotions that it evoked me listening to. But it's interesting because this Americana has never been like one of my top favorite genres. I love everything. I listen to so much. So that one's never like up in the top 10, right? But because of the beautiful tones that you have in your voices, the way you guys sing so well together, the bluesy aspects to it, all the elements that I love in other genres of music, I'm just like, wait, do I like Americana? Like, is this a new? And I'm like, wow. And maybe it's because that you're fresh and different and modern, and I get to see women singing about more than just pleasing a man and worrying about Jolene, and it's like all this kind of stuff. And I just that's fresh, that's different, it's beautiful, it's empowering, and I'm really, really, really glad to have met you ladies tonight. I hope you keep being you, and I hope you keep being authentic because I know, like, mark my words, I'm saying it now, you heard it here. I know how far you're gonna go with this. Like, I know you're this is gonna be the next big thing. It's hard to get people on board when it comes to women's success, but I think when you have some real talent that you ladies have, you're gonna make them listen. There's no way to ignore you. So it's only up for here from here.
Thank
I
you.
think so too. I would agree with that. So, Grace, you've been the one I've been communicating with the most here. What's your final thoughts for tonight?
That you guys are just fucking awesome.
I
We
love
had the
it.
longest fucking work day. We were exhausted. We've been working straight for 7 hours on just like the business side. And this
Mm,
feels like such a beautiful like reminder of why we do what we do. Because it's been a day. It's not always glamorous on, this job as any job. But yeah, thank you just for having us and being so encouraging and um representation, all the things. And we're stoked to meet you and we can't wait.
excellent. Okay, wait to meet you three, very soon. Here, Jill, what's your final thoughts for tonight?
Oh my. Final thoughts. Yeah.
Ready to go to bed and get this day over with, right?
Yeah, no, really all that's coming to mind is thank you. Thank you so much for having us and chatting with us. And yeah, I'm excited to Abby read your book and Gabrielle look at your TikTok and Sheila stay up to date on all the things you're doing as well and your music, your new song. So it feels great to connect with each of you and each like be involved in each other's communities. So thanks for having us.
I love it. Katie, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, what an awesome way to end the night, just in the presence of a bunch of badass women. Like, this has just been really awesome. I'm inspired by all of you as well, and the advocacy that you're doing. And it's just really refreshing also to like come on here and just jump straight in to just like real conversation instead of like, you know, not that there's anything bad with the other kinds of questions, but it felt like we were amongst friends tonight. So thanks for having us. This was really awesome.
Definitely, definitely. This is why I love this show because we come in with guests and we leave with friends. So I love that. Um, where can we find you all on the web? Where can people listen to your music?
All the everywhere you listen to music, we should be. So Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora. And if you go to our website, therebelleaves.com, that will have links to all our we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on what else? TikTok, all the social media things. And if you want to sign up for our email list, you can do that on there as well.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to meet y'all. It's gonna be, I know the show's gonna be great. It'll be an hour and a half of good music and hard chairs. And that's always, it's always fun though. And then hey, listen, if y'all want to go find some drinks and food afterwards, I'm game. I know where all the good spots are. So yeah, I'd be happy to see you. And I'm getting a shirt. That's
Yeah.
happening. Yes. So my final thoughts really are basically, to echo everybody else. I love to see music like this, and I love to see women centered and men absent. Other than to say get the fuck out, Don Juan. But it's been great talking to y'all. I've been really anxious to meet y'all. Some guests I look forward to more than others, and y'all were ones ever since I knew that there was a Rebel Eves. I was like, okay, I can't wait to talk to them because I'm gonna meet them. They're gonna be my friends, and y'all are welcome back to the show anytime you choose. We're more than happy to have you back. But like I said, I can't wait to see you live and in person, and we'll have a good time tonight. Just so you know, North Omaha Cat Lady will be on next week. So those of you who are watching, click the follow button, click the subscribe, and definitely visit the rebeleves.com and follow them on TikTok. I think each of y'all has a TikTok account. I think I've followed the Rebel Eves, and I think Katie, yours. I'm still looking. I think I saw yours, Grace, too. But I'm following everybody. Fuck it, we're gonna have a good time. But yeah, thanks for coming, everybody. For Hurricane Abby, for Hurricane Gabrielle, and for our honorary hurricanes Jill, Katie, and Grace. I am Hurricane Sheila Chappelle, America's ex-girlfriend, Category 5 Hurricane Girl, saying chin up, tits out, ladies. And we will close with a song from the Rebel Eves. This is First Place.
How'd I get this stuck inside my head? Used to dream just for the but the people who are proud